Hey, what's up, guys? It's Vito, and today I have a little bit of a different video. This is more of a discussion video, like the last video was. And today I'm going to talk about the hunt economy and whether I think it's inflated or not. In my opinion, I do think the hunt economy is inflated. It's very much inflated to the point where no one is wanting to prestige. People have hundreds of thousands, even sometimes millions of hunt dollars in their reserve, and I think, to me, that this is not really a good thing for the game at all. So let me kind of explain it a bit, and why I think that this is kind of a bad thing. Right now, as we speak, a patch came through about 3-4 months ago, maybe. Probably even more than that, probably about 5 months ago. And they changed the prices of someone like the super weapons, right? Or what we would call super weapons. Because before, like, for example, the two notable ones was the Lebel Marksman and the Mosin Sniper, right? These guns right now are a lot more expensive than what they were before. For example, the regular Mosin is $490. I believe the Mosin Sniper was around $590, I think, or $600. So they effectively made a like over $100 increase within the Mosin Sniper's price, right? However, I am still seeing this run nonstop on high level play, and even low level plays. I'm still seeing this run a lot, right? Not as much as low level plays, because folks in low levels are actually playing the game as intended, in my opinion. They're actually prestiging and stuff like that, whereas high level plays, there's no incentive to prestige, right? Which would keep this number down, right? As you can see, mine is 6,895, and that's because I am prestiging to level 50, so I can get the 50 laurels, because I kind of want that skin. My friends call me crazy, but I really do want that skin. Another noticeable change is the uppercuts. They changed the price of this. However, I do think there's a different reason why the uppercut's not being used as often, and that has to do with the Sparks pistol, because the Sparks pistol has so much more utility compared to the uppercut, in that it can one-shot hunters if they're missing a bar. It has more ammo in reserve, which means you're going to see a lot more AFTOs running around. And so right now, I think that there's a lot of super weapons being ran around in high-level plays, right? And you might say, okay, well, these are high-level plays, right? Well, in my opinion, I think that it's very, very bad for the game, because of the hunt inflation problem that we have right now. No one wants to prestige. Just no one wants to prestige right now. And you might ask, okay, well, what about the folks that have prestige to 100 at that point, right? I would say that there needs to be a cap to the hunt dollars. How much you can actually have in reserve. Not how much you can earn, but how much that you can have in reserve, right? And the way that I see it right now is, you run an expensive loadout, and let's say if you have, like before I started prestiging, I had like over 100K in the bank, because I was one of the guys. I was like, prestiging sucks. Like, why would I ever do it? Now I'm kind of crazy for now wanting to do it, but you now have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your account. So like, if you die with one of these expensive loadouts, who cares? Who cares? There's no pain with that, right? I can just run these expensive loadouts, die, and who cares? Who cares? There's no sting in using any of this, like, at all. There's absolutely no sting in using this if you were to die with it. And I think that's where the problem is that there should be a sting in you using these type of expensive loadouts, right? If you die with an AFTO, if you die with a Nitro, if you die with a Mosin Sniper or Lebel Marksman, or if you die even with an uppercut, because an uppercut's basically just like a pocket rifle, a multi-shot, or like a more than just one shot, pocket rifle. You should feel the sting of that loss to where, I am losing money. I have to run something a little bit cheaper, right? I have to run something that's not as good as an uppercut, or as good as a Lebel Marksman, or as good as a sniper, right? But I'm still seeing these guns being used, right? Which comes to my next point. I don't think the hunt devs should use economy numbers and changes as a balancing tool, because no one feels it at all, right? Whenever I saw they were changing the Lebel Marksman numbers and the sniper numbers, the Mosin Sniper numbers, at first I was like, oh yeah, like this is a great change. But I thought about it, I was like, hold on a minute, no one's gonna feel this change, I mean, like, other than like maybe like the 3 and 4 star crowd, but like no one, that's like a decent 4 star to and above. Like, no one's going to feel these changes whatsoever, right? Like, people are still going to use this gun a lot, and they still do. People are still going to use the Lebel Marksman a lot, and they still do. People are still going to use the AFTO a lot, especially the AFTO right now. I do think the AFTO needs to be looked at right now, because with the introduction of the Sparks pistol, it's just incredibly good right now, but that's another discussion for another day. But in my opinion, I think that the hunt economy is not in a very good state right now, because the prestige system sucks. Prestige system really, really sucks. It takes forever to prestige, in my opinion, a little bit too long. I actually hopped in at like the wrong time to prestige. I started prestiging towards the end of our last event, which is the Devil's Moon event. That was the best time to prestige, right? It honest to God was, because you had the broken ass trait, which was Death Cheat, and that can really, really help you out to prestige. However, I did not take that advantage, and I should have. But what I'm seeing right now is that folks have way too much money on their hands to effectively not care about any of these changes, which is why I think that the hunt devs, in my opinion, need to be careful and need to understand, hey, listen, like, you got to look at the weapon stats. Like, you have to, like, if you're not going to change anything about the economy, right, well, then you have to do something about the weapons themselves, right? So there's two answers to this question, right? You either fix the economy, in which, in my opinion, you should put a cap on it about how much ammo you should have in reserve, right? So, in my opinion, I think 15 to 20,000, I think, is a very, very good number, in my opinion, because then you can actually feel the sting of losing something, right? I lost an AFTO. That is a $1,200 investment that is just poof. It's gone. It's gone, right? Same thing with like the with like the more pricier weapons that are not sniper variants, right? So like the Mosin and then the Mosin bayonet. You can actually feel the sting of you losing that, right? Which would then push players to, hey, pick up a Sparks, pick up a like a Martini, pick up a Winnie, pick up a Romero, like, folks will start using different weapons due to the changes of the economy, which I think overall would be a good thing, right? So that's one change they could do. The second change they could do is not change the economy at all, because they're happy with it, which I think is a not so great thing, in my opinion. And they could just go into the stats and just change the stats of the guns, right? And that does not include changing the price of them, because, like I said before, whenever this change came through, I was still running around with these weapons. regardless. I was still running around with these weapons regardless. Because I just didn't feel the sting of it. You know, I lost it. Okay, $730. Yeah, it sucks, but still have 90K in the bank. You know, like it's just one of those things where I think that they really need to sit down and really look at the economy as a whole, and really need to put a cap on how much you can earn and bring into a raid or a game. But you guys let me know what you think. As always, like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and so I can get monetized on YouTube and start making, pennies. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Do you think the hunt economy is fine? Do you think that the hunt economy is, hyper-inflated? Do you think it's somewhat inflated? Do you think that, no, like these balance changes were actually a very, very good thing and people stopped using them? You know what I mean? Do you think price changes actually matter? Or do you think that, no, they don't really matter that much because I'm still running around with these weapons regardless? So you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.